Welcome to this Wood Solutions Campus presentation on structural grades and their supply to customers in the market. There are several key points to remember and about structural timber, that their grades and how they can be supplied. Firstly, all structural applications in buildings are regulated. So each structural timber element must satisfy the requirements of the engineering design standard for the load that it is expected to take. And its structural properties must be determined in accordance with the structural grading standards or by any independent engineering certification. In short, only structural grade timber is allowed to be used in structural application. Then different stress grade systems exist: F grades and MGP grades and GL grades. Each of these systems has different ratios of structural properties. They are not interchangeable. Structural stress grades are species and product independent. Lastly, structural material almost always has the stress grade stamped on it.
This particular piece is graded MGP 12. We can see that here. Now, MGP 12 is a stress grade, and a stress grade gives us a whole lot of values for the performance of the pieces of timber that have that grade. That's in bending, in tension and in compression, and a range of other characteristics. But if you're using timber, the main thing you want to know is what the stress grade is and where you can use it. So you're going to be looking for these particular types of stress grades on the timber that you buy. MGP 12 is machine graded pine, and it has a number 12 to identify a whole series of characteristics. Here's another grade mark. This is A17. And A17 is a particular stress grade that's common in hardwood manufactured in Victoria. And this piece is actually a glue laminated piece. We can see that there's a join line down the middle. So we've got A17, that's our stress grade. We have here the indicator of the mill that it was made and the size of the piece. So this then gives you assurance that this piece has a particular set of structural properties that you can use then in design.
So working from these basic points, let's work through some scenarios of what customers may ask to order. If a customer requests MGP 10 joist for a floor, can MGP 12 be provided instead? Yes, it can, because MGP 12 is stronger than MGP 10 material of the same size. If the situation was reversed and they asked for MGP 12, they can't provide with MGP 10. You can go up the grade numbers but not down. They could even be supplied MGP 15. However, you can't supply F14 timber because some of the structural properties provided by MGP 12 are higher than those provided by F14. If a customer asks for F17 LVL, could F17 hardwood of the same size be supplied instead? Yes, it can. All F17 material of the same size should have the same minimum structural properties. Also, nail-plated lengths of F17 can be supplied instead of long lengths of F17 LVL. Is there a problem if a customer tells you that they are using recycled material in a combination with new products? Yes, it can be a problem if the recycled material doesn't have a stress grade marked on it. A qualified grader needs to visually stress grade any ungraded boards or products before they can be used. If they are not graded, the building surveyor may insist that they are removed. Once they have been graded, there shouldn't be a problem if the pieces are sound. A customer wants to buy MGP 15 CCA treated pine. Is it available? Generally, no. If the material has been treated with a waterborne preservative, it can only be visually graded to an F grade. An MGP grading doesn't apply to a timber with high moisture content. If the timber is treated with a light organic solvent preservative or LOSP treatment, it may retain its original MGP grade. Check this with the supplier. Does the F grade system only apply to sawn timber? No, many commodity timber products can have an F grade. These include seasoned and unseasoned softwoods and hardwoods treated timber, glue laminated timber, plywood and LVL products. In summary, only structurally graded timber can be used in structural applications in a building. Different stress grade systems exist: F grades, MGP grades and GL grades. Grade schemes are not interchangeable, and structural stress grades are species and product independent.